day you f***ing die!
Mental illness, a subject that has been increasingly talked about over the last few decades, and for good reason. Further discussion on mental health can bring awareness and push for there to be more help for those who suffer from it. But even more important than that, now, through the age of modern technology, you, yes you, can pretend to be mentally ill online for free sympathy from strangers. Wow, I wish I could be mentally ill online so I can get sympathy from strangers. Well, now you can, and you don't even need to be mentally ill. And even more exciting than that, there are real mentally ill people. That's right, real mentally ill people on the internet that you can watch and laugh at for your entertainment. That's immoral, you say? Nonsense. They're having just as much fun as you are. Look.
Till the day you f***ing die! Bomb you! Bomb you! Bomb you! Bomb you!
See? He's having a good time. But yeah, today we're not talking about the lames who pretend to be depressed or say they have Tourette's, which is crazy, by the way, and on its own is a pretty hilarious topic. Like, could you imagine what goes through your head as you fake having Tourette's for TikTok clout? I mean, in all honesty, if you're doing that already, you gotta be pretty messed up. Because seriously, who the hell does that? Anyways, the real topic of the video, the real loonies. Not some fake wannabe crazies. I'm talking the real deal. We got FouseyTube, Chris Chan, Daniel Larson, Kanye, and every other crash out that's broadcast for the entire internet to see, like Justin Bieber, all those celebrities. Kanye, for example, that guy's been crazy. This is not something new. While the new stuff is on the more extreme side, he's been uttering out-of-pocket shit since like 2010. Nothing comes close to what he's been talking about now, though. Like, man, I cannot stop hearing that song about him giving his cousin head. Like, I hear that shit constantly. Like, bro, why would you say that shit? Why would you ever say that? Like, if it's true, what do you think his cousin thinks? It's just like his biggest secret just got out. But if it's not true, why would he say that? Why would he say that regardless? Either way, there still makes no sense. And he's talking about, in his full blacked out, hood with his, little costume that he likes to wear. He's just talking to DJ Academics, talking about, I'm evil. I'm evil. Like, wasn't you all about praising God for the last, 10 years? And don't even get me started about that new song he put out on, that album, World War III. It's called Bianca. Dog, he literally talks about how she's trying to escape him. He sings, and I quote, tracking my bitch through an app. I'm tracking my bitch through the city. I guess we the new Cassie and Diddy. What? First off, Diddy? Diddy? What is his obsession with Diddy? I've seen multiple tweets talk about, oh, free Puff. They just trying to tear Puff down. Yeah. He's a fucking human trafficker and, evil rapist. Of course they're trying to take him down. He should be taken down. Plus, he makes a comparison. We the new Cassie and Diddy. Didn't Diddy beat Cassie? Didn't he abuse her? So is Kanye implying that he hits Bianca too? Because he's talking about how they the new Cassie and Diddy. Am I the one who's fucked up here? Is anyone else, seeing this? And then he follows it up later in the song with her family, they want me locked up. I mean, bro, why did you need to go and tell the world that, we ain't gonna agree with them? You are crazy. You probably should be locked up. Or at least taken away from any access to the internet, which kind of goes against my point that I'm making in this video, but I don't know, there might be some exceptions. There's some people that, World of T-shirts, he used to be a good kid, man. I feel so bad for him. Mr. Bass is, sucking the life out of him, literally sucking every last dollar he can get out of him, just extorting him constantly. But yeah, back to what Kanye was doing and saying about how he knows his ex-wifes, because I'm pretty sure they got divorced or broke up or whatever. So the fact that he knows that his ex's family wants him in prison, he is a kid, bruh. Like, I can't imagine what his daughter is going through right now. That must be horrible. I really do want to know what goes through Kanye's head, though. Like, if I could just pick around in his brain, I would 100% take that opportunity. Because I just want to see how he thinks. I just want to know what's going on up in there. Because, like, mental illness, it really does fascinate me in, like, a serious way. Not in a funny way, but more of a how the brain of someone with mental illness functions almost completely differently sometimes than a normal person would, especially being someone who like deals with mental illness. It's pretty interesting to see how different people react to stuff. I mean, when you think about it, mental illness like is not just something that affects the person because of the amount that has been able to, or the accessibility to broadcast anything to where anyone can broadcast it. It gives the capabilities for people to, show off their art or their work or their findings. And in all honesty, like half of our culture, if not more, is based around like mentally ill shit. And like you can't even tell me I'm lying. Like look at one of the biggest streamers in the world right now. It's iShowSpeed. And well, yeah, I know he isn't mentally ill, but he sure does fucking act like it. If you show iShowSpeed to anyone over the age of 40, they would think he belongs in a psych ward or is just like some form of disabled because he is not acting normal. They might think he has Tourette's or something. I don't know. But don't get it twisted. I am a fan of iShowSpeed. I don't watch his YouTube videos or streams or anything, but most of the clips I see of him, I think they're pretty funny. I think he's a pretty funny guy. But seriously, mental illness has fueled like a large part of our culture and way of life. Think about it. Many of the greatest artists were absolutely fucking loony. The painters, the musicians, actors, specifically method actors, those motherfuckers are fucking, I don't even know, pretending to be someone else for like a year, 6 months to a year is kind of just crazy. Like, what if they're married or some shit? I don't know if they do get married because that'd be kind of hard. Because like, imagine you marry a method actor and every just like year, they pick up a new movie and they're just a completely different person. They just happen to be a villain this time. So they just come home and they're evil. Like, what do you do? How do you deal with that? But yeah, a lot of the like greatest artists were crazy. And this has been a constant throughout history. And it still remains a constant even in the present. Like, why do you think so many famous and extremely talented musicians, actors, yeah, all of the above, are dying of overdoses, suicide, or, are just plain crazy? It seems like so many of them have these issues. And it's because the mental illness, in a lot of cases, really does fuel the art. And even when it comes to the lives of us in first world countries, and you think about it, so many of the famous scientists who laid the groundwork for our civilization were fucking weirdos. Like, those guys had the supertism or something. Like, I think it was Nikola Tesla. I'm pretty sure he died a virgin. I don't know about you, but if my inventions literally like changed the world and I never got to slam some puss, bro, I would fucking lose it, man. Like, how are you gonna change the entire world and still fucking not get puss? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, did he just dried up any kitty that walked near him? Speaking of dry, I gotta take a hydration break. Drink your water. Oh, that's good shit. Oh, that's good shit. Yeah. But yeah, fucking scientists were weirdos too. And then supertism. You know how it is. But just think about the amount of entertainment, just like mass amount of entertainment we have due to the glorification and like broadcast of mental illness. Like an absolute gem. Watching FouseyTube call the cops on himself while he screams about how he's going to get shot. It's pure entertainment. The scene is just, it's FouseyTube in his classic armored fucking bulletproof jacket, his bulletproof vest, with his one and only like pink fluffy ski mask thing. I don't even know. And he's sitting in a hotel room and he's literally screaming. He's like, "They have a gun to my head! Help! They're gonna kill me! They have a gun to my head!" And then he just pauses at it in the middle of it and goes, "Hey, what's the address again? The address? Oh yeah, thanks." And then back to, "Help! Help! He has a gun to my head!" Like, how did you just go from screaming that there's a gun to your head to calmly asking for the address? Like, what do the cops think in that situation? Like, that has always just confused the hell out of me. Like, that scene is just so funny to me. And also, don't get on some high horse and tell me that watching mentally ill people crash out for entertainment is immoral and they need help and not a camera in their face. And while this is true, it's still funny to watch. I mean, you can't argue with that. It's still just kind of funny. Plus, a lot of them are fucking assholes, so they kind of deserve it. So it kind of works out. Like Chris Chan, FouseyTube, Daniel Larson, they're kind of scumbags. So it's okay to laugh at them. And also, I have more than enough personal experience with mental illness, so I feel like I'm in a position where I can speak on the matter. Also, who doesn't love a good old celebrity drug addict crash out? They happen every once in a while, like every year or two. I feel like they happen a lot more in like early 2000s, or at least with normal celebrities. Now all the rappers are like overdosing and shit. But yeah, they used to crash out every once in a while, and you just get to see some famous movie star getting some crazy scandal where they're drugged out and tweaking and crashing cars and jumping out of fucking 2-story buildings and like assaulting people. And I bet you could probably picture like 3 celebrities already that have gone off the deep end before. And in all honesty, I can't really blame them. If I got rich and famous and I had all the money and power I wanted, I give myself like a 65-70% chance that I end up off my gourd on drugs, crashing out over the most minor inconveniences. And I'm talking crashing out over genuinely nothing. Like someone forgets to put the toilet seat down and I just fly off the rails, start shooting up dope and throwing myself out of 2-story windows. So all I gotta say is please give me an audience so I can sprout my mental illness to the world. Give me the opportunity to jump out of a 2-story window. Give me the opportunity to just go absolutely off the fucking rails in the public eye. I think, I could be entertaining for everyone around. Yeah, so that's it. Please subscribe. I already gave you my business proposition, so, you have to at this point. But yeah, that's it. Peace.
Ah!